as an artist, right, we know that doing what we do or making stuff takes time, right? And sometimes the amount of time spent on on your work kind of brings out the quality. But in business, you have to start thinking about, okay, how fast can I get it out? What quality do the customers need? And how do I even get access to funding? And in Africa, that's like a big issue where funding is one of the biggest issues we have. But that's not just because of there's no money. What about the tools we're using? How do we cut costs on the tools where we as artists can get out complete MVPs that we can take to investors and get out decent funding? Because they are business people, and business people are not artists, right? So trying to school them on how hard it is to get the product out is just telling them the market is too risky, right? But if you can let them know that this is what you can do on zero budget or a small budget, imagine what you could do when you get proper funding. That would go a long way to convince an investor to put their money in this industry. And that's where I feel like we need to start working on, right? We need to stop scaring people about how expensive it is to do the work. It's anything good takes money, right? But when you have be able to get out a few good decent jobs, and then it's easier to convince people to put more to get more, right? So one of the things I feel like we need to tackle as creatives, especially in Africa, is that we need to start working on how fast can we get out our MVPs. AI generative platforms are one of those places where I feel like we can leverage quick MVPs. I don't push AI for finalized, but I say like for MVPs for our side, like 3D art and animation, we can quickly get the ideas out, put in front of an investor, and let them know that this is just an MVP. This is just free tools, and this is what we're trying to achieve. And even currently, with what we have, these are the feedback we're getting online. It's an easier data to take to someone who you're trying to get money out of to get your idea off the ground or take it globally, right? And it's a good way for you to test your idea before you go and spend a lot of money and then find out that it's not going to work, right? So if you do something like this and then you take that to an investor and you get feedback from other creatives, it's easier for you to go back to the drawing board than for you to have spent 1 year $2,000 on an ideation just to get feedback again and a lot of no's. So this is how I feel like AI generative mesh, or this is how I'm leveraging AI generative mesh to quickly find where ideas have holes, and then quickly get back to what we do, where we get real artists to sit down and then quickly work on something we are now sure that people want to see.